Howdy, Scott and Martin. Um, Thank you for everything that you've done. But I've never made a reaction video before, but there are actually enough kind of errors in the flea transcription of If You Have to Ask that I think as music educators, which I am as well, you would want it to be right because it really changes the way that you not only physically play it, and what notes and all that kind of stuff, but also the concept of really what is going on. So, first things, one, I'm a member of your website and everything, so Scott's Bass Lessons, and I've learned tons from you. Thank you so much. You're both amazing players. In fact, Martin's performance of this, of his transcription of this, is almost even more impressive than Flea's because of a couple of shifts that he does that Flea does not do. All right, so let's talk about it. So this is my transcription up here. The red points are where there's something significant enough to bring up here. All right, so first thing, that this, the performance, the whole song, is about at least 10 cents sharp, okay? And sometimes when Flea digs in, it's going to make the bass go sharp. So that may be why there's a couple of note differences in here. But definitely you're going to want to, if you're going to want to get it at pitch, you're going to need to bring it down by at least 10, maybe even 15 cents in order to play accurately what's going on here. So the first thing is that these low notes are real C's that we've got. And in your transcription, you've got them as these unvoiced characters. And they're not. They're kind of, and this is the thing, it's kind of fundamentally, he's going back to that C and going up. It's not unvoiced, okay? And it changes because now you have to keep your finger on that C. And so what happens is this whole line really pivots around that point, where if you do all of them as like unvoiced open notes or whatever, then you can kind of be flat and you're not really, you can move around a little bit. And that's not what happens here. So the first opening gesture, second one, it's a slide from an F to an F sharp, not F sharp to G as it is in your transcription, right? Right. And then also that this note here, I should have had a red dot on it. You've got it as a high B flat, ain't no way, ain't no how. All right. So you're like, what is this? Dude from Texas? What the hell? I can feel you getting upset with me right now, but here's Flea. You can hear that low C. And then this is short. Sorry, my wife just came home. Okay, so where was I? Yeah, so that definitely doesn't exist. And so this is the way he actually plays it. This is short. And again, he's going back to that low C. Almost all the E flats are led to from the C below and not from like an open D. I mean, you probably wouldn't be able to tell. You certainly can't tell in the mix and everything. But again, it changes the perspective on how you're physically playing this thing. The lead up to the B is definitely, the B flat is definitely from below and not. And here's Flea doing it. And then we get to this second bar. And this now is all about these low Cs here. And this is where you've got just unvoiced markings, right? But he's not. He's holding this C. In fact, so much so it even flattens out his rhythm. Here it is here. Sorry about that. Right? Is the way that he plays this. And so there's two things. One, those C's are pivotal. The second thing is this guy right here. He actually plays an F natural. Right? So that shows you that's part of the shift back down to the E flat. So he comes up, he might be doing this, I'm not sure. He picks it all. But definitely he's warming up to going down by playing an F natural here. And you can hear that there's the shift because it chokes off the note. Right? Like that. So right? The next bar is just like the first one. No change. Right? But again, right? And then here comes the big one. Right? It's the part that I think everyone likes, and Scott even jumps and starts dancing to it. One, this is again C up to E flat, and then low E flat. We'll just start right there. Here's E natural, E flat. All right. So before, if you didn't have to do that, again, once you play the E flat, you could relax because you have now an open note, but you don't have an open note. You gotta have to. Right. And you can kind of hear there's a. I thought that it might be an open B string, but I can't make that determination. So I wrote it as just an unvoiced E flat. What is this part? But for sure, it's a low E flat and not a low E natural. All right, so anyway, that's enough, right, to show how it's being played and really what the thought process is. And I think that's the important thing here. If you're trying to, quote, play like Flea, then seeing where he shifts, where the notes are and how he approaches those notes, I think that's incredibly important. And if you're watching this, I have one more. And this goes back to your James Jamerson video. And it's when you're talking about, oh, the hook. He's got the hook, right? And it's all about the one finger thing, right? And how does he play this lick? Well, he plays the lick because you've got it transcribed wrong, all right? You've got this C major arpeggio, which, realize if you're doing a hook straight down, you're going to have to, it's a rake, right? So it's not C, G, E, C. It's C, G, D, C. So that way it's a rake straight across the three strings, right? And then a final, probably using the other finger, I hate to say it, right? To actually voice the final C. Right? But you can't do it with that E if you, right? Not unless you do a pull-off, and he doesn't do a pull-off there. And the reason I know this is because it's wrong in the Jamerson book as well. All right? Will Lee plays it in the Jamerson book, and, you know, you've got the bass on one side, so it was very easy to extract, and they've got it written exactly the same way that you've got it written, and it's wrong. So you can hear him playing that. It's straight down those first three notes, and then a C right there. In fact, I think there's one that... I think one of them in the book goes right on to G. Yeah, right. That's what it does in the Jamerson. Sorry, my Jamerson book is normally right over here. But Will Lee, again, he plays it like I'm playing it, which is the easy way to play it. Right? If you do it, there's no way you can do it as a run dun. Ain't no way, right? So anyway, so you may want to go back and change that. You may not, especially after you talk about that it's all done with one finger. I challenge anybody to somehow, right? You can do it up here, right? Because you have to use strings. Of course we have to use strings. You have to use consecutive strings. Thank you. You have to use consecutive strings. And that's what he's doing, but that's a D. Man, I hope this helps. I've learned tons from y'all. Huge fanboy and all that stuff, and this isn't a reaction video. It's more, I just want to help you help us. And if you ever need a watchful eye on your transcriptions, there are more that I've found, but again, I don't want to be snarky. So, all right. Thank you. Bye-bye.